Well, welcome, David.
Well, thank you.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to meet you.
finally.
Yeah. Thanks for
We've
doing
got a
this.
few little protocols to get through here first, and that
Okay.
is I always ask people their full name, the year they were born, when they were born, and then we'll go from there. Excuse me.
Okay. I'm David Kenneth Soule, born in Vero Beach, Florida on December 31st of 1948
Okay.
on the naval base.
Yeah. So when did you? As I've heard, you've been a longtime resident of Jerome,
I-
and when did you come here?
Originally 1977. I was
For a visit?
No, I was no, it was a little bit of quest. I grew up in Florida, was in the Coast Guard, and then after the Coast Guard, I went to Connecticut to help my sister build a house. And from there, I decided to drive west and see what the counterculture was doing.
How old were you?
Yeah, I was 22, 23. Yeah, 1976. I tried to leave, but only got as far as Michigan. Stopped there for the winter. But in 1977, I broke suction and got to the West Coast. was up in Oregon on the Coast Range camping out, and a guy came by and said, "You want to make some money?" So I said, "Well, doing what?" Well, he said, "Planting trees." So
Aha.
it was good. Nickel tree, right? If you're hustling, you could do 1,000 trees in a day, make $50.
Okay.
But you got to be moving too. So that worked out great. And after doing that for about a week, I got invited to a guy's house for dinner. And at that dinner, I met an old sculptor named Jerome Elvin. He had told me then about this town in Arizona, Jerome, Arizona, where you could camp in the town park for 2 weeks with no permits, no fees. Everybody's hippies and smoking pot, and it's a good time.
So here you are from there. You
Right.
come
Yeah,
to Jerome
yeah.
like that.
We
huh?
came down. It took us.
Were you alone or with?
No, Jerome came with me. He was looking to get out of Oregon. It was turning winter. So he drove my step van down.
Jerome came to Jerome.
Jerome came to Jerome. There's a back picture of the step van.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See it? Look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, good old truck. So anyway, we came down. Took us a month to get to Jerome, and we backed in across from the Spirit Room.
Now what's the sports car there?
The sports car is a Testarossa Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks expensive.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad at the time. Now it's
Are
about.
you guys just parked next to it to look good, or
No,
is
no,
that your-
no. That's the last car I restored with my cousin Larry Taylor.
Oh no, kidding.
Yeah.
So you came to Jerome in a Ferrari?
No. We left behind. It belonged to a guy on the East Coast, but it was a 1959. They call it a TR-59.
Yeah, it's
3-liter engine, 12-cylinder.
beautiful.
But such a nice car.
Wow.
And we had a car of Larry's that we used to go for parts runs in. It was not quite so nice and fancy, but I thought I had
So okay, catch me back up.
Yeah.
You,
So anyway,
you just arrived in
yeah, we
Jerome with your
arrived
friend
in Jerome, backed in across from the Spirit Room, and started asking about a place to rent. So we were there 2 weeks, and we met a lot of folks, and we finally got a house in the Gulch. It was Ed Cooper's house, which Blue Bolter ended up owning long after we left. But the deal with Ed was $20 a month, bring your own windows and doors, and
Bring your own windows and doors.
leave them when you go.
That's part of the rent.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And that was perfect. It worked out freaking perfect. Because, $20 a month, the water was $25 a month for 2 at that point. So,
Right.
yeah, it was good for a couple of crafty guys.
What did you guys commence to do? I
Well-
assume you looked for work.
Yeah, I was doing stained glass, and I was doing things that spun in the wind, like, different colored glass. You use copper foil and 50-50 solder.
Okay.
You can do like lampshades. It's actually the Tiffany lampshade technique for people that don't know. But I was making those, and we got to Jerome. I started coming up with a line of roach clips. little nice geometric shapes, 4 or 6 pieces, and a nice alligator clip on the front. And sold those in Emiliano's. It was a local co-op. I'm not sure what's down there now. It's across from the House of Joy.
Right.
Yeah, Emiliano's was there in the 70s. And that was excellent. But I was living in the Gulch then for, a month or two, and life was good because we would basically, everybody would drop in and burn a little marijuana with us.
Yes.
And we would go to the post office every day and walk up and stop in every house and burn a little marijuana with them. So it was a whole mind opener for me.
Now, you were, you had smoked weed before you got here.
Not much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not much. I never had a connection. And
Uh-huh.
I was
and you were in the Coast Guard. So.
in the Coast Guard as well, yeah. And after that, I didn't. I started in Connecticut. I met some folks, like chasing down some stained glass supplies. But I never realized you could smoke like pot all day and just enjoy it all day as well. I mean, my God,
And
man.
not go to jail.
Depends how much we got to do and what,
Right.
you gotta.
I'm curious who you met when you first got here.
Jade and Rosie Colors. They were ceramic artists down in the Gulch.
Oh, I haven't heard of that.
Way down the Gulch. Oh, you haven't? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. All kind of. We finally had a store together, the Rainbow Connection. It was where the fudge shop is.
Oh, okay.
In the Boyd.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, but in my first weeks, I met Gary Shapiro and his girlfriend Fern
Yes.
Goldman. Did you know Fern?
I did not know her, but I've
You
heard
know
many
of her,
stories
yeah.
about her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people have that reaction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Gary.
Especially Gary, I'm sure. Yeah. Fern was a sweetheart, absolute sweetheart, and whip smart. Oh my God. She saw what I was doing with the stained glass, things that spin in the wind, whatever, but 3-dimensional pieces. And she brought by a small water-filled prism made of plastic glued together. So it has a geometric. It wasn't fancy, but it was a water-filled shape.
Uh-huh.
And
You can take a minute if you want.
well, for me, it was one of the most pivotal points in my life because her showing me this made me available to make them.
I get it.
Oh my God!
God bless Fern. Huh?
God bless Fern. Wow.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I haven't. I understand.
I'll get past it.
That's all right. And I can.
But it blew my mind. It's like I was searching for a product, and holy crap, here it is.
Can I ask you, did you do any of this sort of stuff in your younger years when you were in the Coast Guard or anything, or did you start doing creative things when you got here?
I was a trained diesel mechanic in the Coast Guard. I worked at Piper Aircraft in my high school summers, every summer, and I worked. And then after I graduated from high school, before I went to the Coast Guard, back to Piper Aircraft, 4 years in the Coast Guard, back to Piper Aircraft, and then finally off to build the house in Connecticut for my sister, Lyndall Cedar Home, and her name was Lyndall too, which is odd. But up there, I found an old tractor, and another guy had a backhoe, a piece of a backhoe, and we got that welded up, and I had something to dig a cellar hole and all that. But I never. At some point, I wanted to learn stained glass or to repair a lampshade or something. And I met some folks further south, just a little bit, Connecticut, next couple 3 towns down, and I got from them materials and just started tinkering and making stuff. But
that really kind of unfolded when you got here.
Yeah, that meeting Fern and having her show me that.
Right.
Yeah.
And all the other creative people around here, and
oh yeah,
and
everybody's
smoking the weed.
just trying to find something to make to survive on.
Yes.
That was the whole deal. There was no work, or you could maybe, I guess, find work, but not the work I wanted to do.
Right.
I wanted to play at the same time. So Good Lord. So after Fern showed me, this is a water-filled wet dry prism here. This is a very simple one. Parallelogram makes 6 big rainbows when the sun shines through the 2 points here. But you'll enjoy it later.
Yeah, for posterity's sake, I want to thank David. He brought this to me as a gift.
I whipped this out this morning.
And I can't wait to fill it with water and see what happens.
I've got a lot of parts left over from the old days, but they all have some kind of a film on the surface. I've got to use this high-grade metal polish and buff the surfaces twice on each side in order to get them clean enough to give away even. So.
Well, I love the shape.
It's a great shape. Yeah, the simplest and yet super good rainbows. The whole thing is to get a 69 or 70 degree included angle that the sun goes through.
And that is what helps create the prism?
That's the best rainbow.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's greater than that or less than that, it doesn't do the same.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was my early testing that proved all that for me. So.
I've been reading a bit lately about sacred geometry. That sounds like right in the ballpark.
I wonder, yeah.
Well, so you started. Is this the shape? One of the first ones you made?
This is one of the first ones. It's also one that uses the most glass. There's no waste. But from this, I designed another, say, like 30 shapes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and come up with a repertoire that none I could take to an art show and set up. I had a big. I got this giant timber bamboo when I would make a trip to Florida, and then those in like 16-foot lengths. 3 of those makes a tripod. So I tie 3 of those across the legs, and now you've got more surfaces to hang strings and prisms on. So you can get 20, 30 prisms. And on the top where the sticks over across each other, you put a pulley and then take some big ones up there. Man, it's a crowd draw.
A crowd pleaser.
Yeah, it draws people in.
So, they see it. You started selling to tourists come through town here?
Yeah.
How did you grow your business?
But the big success was at the Mill Avenue Art Show.
Oh, yeah.
In December.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd sell out. Well, I would. Whatever you took down, you could, so just stockpile it and sell it, and life is good. That was really good. I did that 3 or 4 years in a row, and then I started going to Florida in the springtime. There's a series of shows between January and March. There's up and down the East Coast.
Did you drive that van back and forth?
I did. There's hooks built on the side of it that doesn't show in these shots. Where the poles hung down the side, and even it doesn't show the other side. It says Rainbow Prism Vision Rainbow Projectors in gold leaf on the other side, and a big rainbow, like 7-color rainbow on the side of it. Yeah, that's interesting.
So, you just built this business from nothing,
from scratch. Yeah. I'd never made a prism, and I've never met anybody else making them. I shouldn't say that. I did encounter somebody at Tucson, I think, one time, but they were using silicone sealant and trying to glue the glass, and they were having leaks, and it was a nightmare. Oh my God, this is bad enough, but
right.
This has glue on the backside. If you burnish that down really well,
right,
and then crazy glue to seal any obvious leaks when you're starting up. Tell people to put them over a plant for a while; they'll stop.
So I'm curious about your community that you became part of. What you had Fern as a really close friend, obviously.
Yeah.
Give us some color on what was going on.
What was going on?
Her friends.
It was potluck season, right?
All year.
All year, yeah. Yeah, and people used to joke, it's a garlic contest. See how much garlic you can put in your potluck.
Keep the evil spirits away. They came nowhere near Jerome.
Yeah, really, yeah. No, it was just a good time. It was I don't know, living on the Gulch, that was the pivotal moment for me, and coming up with this, and from there, what came after that?
Well, I
don't know.
Well, let's hover on that a little bit. You said something about I wanted to explore the counterculture when you left Florida. I'm from Melbourne, by the way.
Melbourne, Florida?
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on.
Me and Lori, my sister.
Come on.
Yeah, it was O'Galley when we lived there.
Well, right. Still
Yeah.
O'Galley, but it's folded in like
Right.
the whole East Coast
Yes,
is now.
Yeah, I was there from 5 years old to 15.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Wow.
Yeah, but let's not get off your story.
You watched a lot of launches then, didn't you?
I did, from John Glenn all
Yeah.
the way through the third moon mission.
Wow.
My dad worked for Boeing as
That's all of them.
in not as an engineer, but just part of it. But then it stopped,
Oh.
and 30,000 people lost their jobs, and we ended up in Arizona. So,
Sure.
Anyway, back to your story. I wanna be able to visualize what your daily life was like in Jerome when you're starting this off and you're living in the Gulch. What's going on? What are you doing?
Yeah, burning beaver. I mean, making stuff, and and dragging whatever doors and windows you can find home, or
Keep the wind out.
making it better. And I never gardened in those years.
So this is different from living, being in the Coast Guard and living in Florida in a normal neighborhood, and here you are in this kind of
yeah.
hippie environment.
It's
You adapted well, it sounds like.
It was a freak show. I mean, really. I mean, everybody, it was, everybody just wanted to have a good time. It was so pre-politics, it seemed.
Right, yeah, you're just...
But then again, one morning on the Gulch, 1987, I was, I'd been away, gotten married, came back, and rented Kathleen Williamson's house, which now is owned by Mary Beth Barr.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And from that house, I could see the Gulch Road going past. And over here at Starr's house, police cars are clustered around. And down here, I could see more down at Gig's house. And it's like, the Conlon boys got talking too much. And my understanding was the DPS always sent their new recruits graduating from police academy to Jerome to try to buy weed. So
no one recognized them.
Yeah, no one would recognize them. Yeah, and a couple of the local guys sold them, and that just began the downfall. So they round up.
Right.
I think it was 17 people that morning.
Did you get? I mean, I've
I
had three
no.
or four people who.
Oh.
George that got taken in. And,
Oh, really? Glassman?
Yeah.
There you are.
And he was part of this town council at that time.
Oh, was he? Oh, there you are. That's the big score, isn't it? You can arrest his councilman.
He got off. It had a dumb case against him, but it was pretty exciting.
Oh, it was exciting. Yeah.
But you managed to keep your head down.
I wasn't a big enough player to make.
Did you have friends that got in trouble?
No. I had friends that I knew later that got in trouble that I didn't know at that time. But no, mostly I was a consumer.
Right. So what? You hung around with the other artist here? I'm just. I don't mean to put words in your mouth.
Yeah, no. I get the window you'd like to look through, and I don't think I necessarily remember it all or much. I mean, it's so typical of like, yeah, it was a great time. I think
that's the Achilles heel of my whole project here is that all the old Jerome smoke too much weed that they can't remember their stories.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, you made me laugh.
I know where you would like to hear about. Like, yeah, what do I remember? I remember putting a gold leaf on the Rainbow Connection. The store we had mounts. Devices to turn the prisms, and I had mirrors on the other side of the street that I'd go out and get adjusted to shoot a shaft of sunlight in there and to put rainbows inside the store. Jade and Rosie, they made things even like a chess set of all these little animals, and
Yes.
I have a horse, a unicorn. It's I'm not sure it's the queen or what, and a chair, but it might be the king. I'm not sure, but yeah, just beautiful stuff.
So
Beautiful
you
stuff.
would
There's a lot of crafty.
You would hang out, smoke weed with the other artists, get some work done, I assume.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you had to take off and travel to sell your stuff and then come back here. Was that the system?
Yeah. Well, what worked for me the best was actually go to Florida and work those 4 months, and then from there, I could come back. But I also remember my cousin Larry and I did a couple of cars This is the last one, this TR-59 was, but there was other ones. It was a Maserati Grand Prix car. At some point we did Sterling Moss's 250F Maserati.
Ah, so that was a side business?
So that was part of my circular route of coming to Jerome, because I had the Gulch, we were in the Gulch house. That was about 6 or 8 months. And then I went to Florida to make money. From there, Jerome went back to Oregon. The next go around, remember I was in the Cuban Queen in 1979.
Oh, wow.
1980.
That was livable back then, sort of?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was shaky, but you know the thing. Unfortunately, I built with lime mortar, and the mortar was soft, so it was like, you know, like being sandblasted from the out. I guess anyway, it was going down, but this was still a nice deck on the back, and yeah.
Did you sell any of your stuff in local stores?
Yes. Immediately on was starting out, but then later, I don't remember actually after we had the Rainbow Connection store, I don't remember being in a store then again after that. In 1980, my brother-in-law and sister came out the fall of '80, and we prepped up, like, we wanted to have 1,000 prisms to take to Florida. So we got all these prisms made to the point where there was roughly soldered on the outside to seal it, but the finished solder had not been done, and put those in plastic bags, and then tied. He had also a step van, so we got these wax chicken boxes. I don't know if you know those. They're really tough cardboard, and we filled those up and tied those up on the top of the trucks, and then went to Florida and sold these 1,000 prisms. And that for me turned into $7,000. My cut, and I took that, then $7,000, went to Connecticut and built my airplane truck.
Oh yeah.
The Flyer. Yeah, and that.
I'm familiar.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was it was 10 months to get it from, from just getting it into the woods to having a finished truck. I stretched some cables through the woods in like a flat plane, and then pulled a visqueen plastic over that. And I had a dry spot,
right?
And it was just awesome. It was all I needed, so I could go at it.
Wow.
Yeah, and the one thing that.
Now, why did you build that? Why did you spend all your $7,000 on a vehicle?
Had the Moss truck, the step van camper with a Volkswagen on top, and that's a great truck, but it's not light. Loaded up, it's about 7,500, almost 8,000 pounds with tools and that. And I was camped and realized I could have way more space for not much weight.
Okay.
If I just, built my own. So, yeah. It was on a trip to Mexico. I remember getting all excited about, yeah, I'll build something. I'll build something. Whew.
Well,
so I got there, and those friends had a big step van of their dad's that was just kind of abandoned on the property there, and I was able to get that and cut the body and pulled that off, and that was a goat barn with an overhang on it. It was really sweet. And then I had the chassis, so I spent a couple 3 days trying to figure out, sitting on a stump staring at this bare chassis. I want to put a big X brace over the top so that it wouldn't be twisting, because I figured that any lightweight body I build is going to tear itself apart if I don't stop the twisting. And I sat there and pondered this thing for like a couple of 3 days, and I heard this voice in my head, put it under the chassis, put it into the frame. And all the lights went like ferns, all the lights are coming on, holy shit. So this truck has a 2-inch water pipe brace built in that goes from one piece of the suspension, the corner, and it drops down and then it goes back up. And it does this on both sides, and the center has a triangulated mount going across, so it's all triangulated, and you can get in the back corner of this when there was no body on it and jump up and down, and the whole thing was just like together. There was none of this,
Right.
Any boat will do this, and that's just,
So you still have it?
It's
yeah. Parked in the back somewhere?
Parked in the back,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, now I drive it now to my Mexican dentist, We were going to the East Coast.
Dave's here.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Well, it's a sight to behold, I must say.
You know what, I went on, I did I saw somebody had.
I wish you had a picture of that.
Yeah, doggone. Somebody said that, I saw a picture of it, and part of the captioning was, "Oh, you saw, that's an internet legend," the guy says.
I believe it.
Yeah, really. Because if you do a photo match, Google will come up with all these other photos that people have taken over the years and published out, and it's like what is this? Or
no kidding.
It's an airplane. No, it's not an airplane. Yeah, and I saw the guy or whatever. But I was doing at that point when I was building this thing, in the Connecticut Woods, there was two TV shows. One called Real People, and another one's That's Incredible. And each of these shows, I never saw them, but they told me that people had actual aircraft on these shows, on school bus chassis and stuff.
Right.
And I wanted to make a cartoon of an airplane. And it worked out. Everybody thought this guy, we saw you on TV. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah, keep moving,
So, okay, you come back to Jerome, then what happens?
Yeah, came back to Jerome and moved into that's 1980, 3 or 4. I built the truck in 81, ended up in Reno, Nevada, working at a auto collection, Harrah's Auto Collection. They needed always work. Bill Harrah had died and had cars on parts shelves, and he just needed the cars assembled. So that was good. I was a good assembler.
So you go out, get some work, get a little stash, and come back here and hang.
And camp around the area. Yeah. Everywhere. And it's amazing to me because I've had that airplane truck up. I don't know if you know Mingus. Well, you've been around.
Yeah, sure.
Mingus, yeah. You go out to like Cherry Road. You go past the Burnt Canyon tank, where you can hike down to that.
Are you talking on the very top?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, go down the side, go around the back, like you're going to go to Allen Springs Road.
Oh, okay. I know that one.
Yeah.
I've camped out there with my Ken.
Yeah, Alpha Allen Springs.
It's a rough road.
Alpha Allen Springs is Cherry Road, and then Mingus Springs Camp is off of that. So Allen Springs, Cherry Road. I went down there and I harvested out some poles for my house. I cut a hole in the back of there's a big shingle you take out, and then there's a hole you can put like a 22-foot pole in there and drive home. And it blows my mind now that I had the truck that far out, because that is a terrible road out there.
It is an awful road.
It's an awful road.
It's hard for me to get my pickup truck down.
They can never afford to do much on that.
No.
Yep.
So you're kind of an autodidact, huh?
I'm not sure what a didact is. But
you're self-taught and you figure out how to do things.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's been a good life.
Yes.
And I don't want anyway, it was the bottom end is more fun. I work for the rich guys, but they're not having fun.
Right. So let's for the Historical Society's sake and Rainbow's sake, because she wants.
Oh, please.
You know Rainbow, of course.
I do.
She's putting together a little documentary about Jerome, using all these interview pieces and other stuff she's collected as material. And so I want you to tell me, if you can, remember, I'm teasing you.
Oh, no.
More about what it's like when you're here hanging out, and what do you like perspectives maybe on the culture and why our town is, unique the way it is.
The black sheep center of the world, huh?
I have my own description. That's a good one. I like it. Keep going.
No, it's hard to be here. So if you're not motivated, you won't make it. If you're not clever, it'll be way tough. If you're not able to fire yourself up, I don't know where it comes from, because the jobs are taken. Let's assume that, so, and there's nothing around to work. So, best is do some kind of artwork and take it out. I realize now it's turned into a tourist town. The traffic is terrible. but yeah, I don't know. You know, for me, I started building on Dundee in 1986. Bought a piece of property down there, 3 lots, $10,000.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Oh my God. Yeah, it was seriously kind of like not thought of as a cool place, I guess. But from that, I got involved in and ran for the town council, and was on as a water, sewer, and sanitation commissioner, and basically ran the public works.
Huh?
And then John Scarcella was there, and we got going.
Hey, tell me a little bit about the challenges you faced
On that?
with that job.
Yeah, the fellow who was running the public works, who I'd rather not name now, he told me that I told him a spot that needed fixing. It just needed to dig it out and drop the sewer line, so it doesn't, it's got it comes up before it drops again, and maybe some roots pushed it up or something. But he lied to me, and he said that it was all fixed. When I went down and looked at it, nothing had happened. So now I'm in a quandary. I'm going to let this guy run the thing, or I'm going to run it. So I mentioned that he couldn't keep up. I told the reporter that I didn't think he was going to be able to keep up, and he resigned. And then it was me and John.
Yeah, I know John Scarcella. I bought my house from him.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He wasn't living here, was he?
It was just a couple years before he moved along. He had built the
one with a horse on it.
And then he was over
and
at the greenhouse here.
Beale Street. He built a place down there.
Yeah. And then he took off. But no, he was here for a couple years after
doing
that, and I knew him.
Yeah.
So you had to do quite a bit of repair on the water, and this is in the 80s?
Yeah. When I got elected, they were trying to repossess the backhoe, and my first move was to go hide the backhoe out the 300 level.
You were trying to repossess it from the town? From the town,
because they were not paying the bills on their ownership. So that was the first move. So yeah, everything was band-aided together, but it was together. It was the other side, God bless it. We have gravity feed water and sewer.
Otherwise,
that doesn't stop. You just got to chlorinate it and go with it. We had a big struggles with the ADEQ over the sewer plant because it was not in compliance.
Right.
So we had to struggle along with that. In the middle of my term, it was from 87 to 89. Phoenix Cement announced they want to start burning hazardous waste in the kilns, and that ain't gonna work. So it was Francesca Segretti and myself, and some other folks, and we took them on. I was on I sat with I forget what the name of the committee. It was anyway. We met with Phoenix Cement every week and discussed alternate fuels. The Alternate Fuels Task Force, I guess it was.
Are the domes the result of that?
No, they aren't. No,
okay.
Surprisingly, yeah. But they've really come a long way in cleaning up. They used to have a lot of the bag houses where the particles are taken out of the airstream. They used to blow up. The bags would split, and we would call them on the telephone and let them know, hey, you guys need a bag house repair. And, oh, okay, well, thanks. They didn't know. They were just making cement,
Right.
Yeah, it went on and on. And then after we got them to back off from building, wanting to burn hazardous waste, they wanted to burn tires. Like, that's a great thing. Every time the kiln goes around, we'll drop a couple of tires. And,
oh, great.
Yeah, and they need steel in the mix too. So that would be the cord material, all the steel belts, and that would be useful. And it would be useful because at that time they were plowing the top of the Clarkdale slag pile with a road grader and taking those cuttings, and they would put that in the kiln. They needed iron. They needed 1% iron, and that slag has enough iron in it to justify that. But that slag is 2% lead. So.
Yeah.
So from 75 or 79, whenever they started anyway, they're putting out lead in their exhaust stream. And finally, when the Indians bought it, the Salt River, Pima, Maricopa bought the plant, they now get a scale from the mini mill that makes rebar in Kingman. They have a steel, meltdown steel, and this flaking iron is enough to supplement that. So I haven't been using the slag pile since the old 1990s or whenever the.
That's good.
Yeah, it is good. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hence
the digging up everyone's yard.
Yeah.
In Clarkdale.
Yeah.
To replace the soil.
Yeah, and supposedly that has been offered to Jerome, or it was part of the plan. Or I don't know.
I haven't heard.
But I'm sure we had smelters here, pooching out for. Of
course we did.
Of course we did. You know the lead's in the ground here.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
So is that all? Do you feel proud that you helped move the sewage and water system into the present? From the era you were there?
Yeah, we constructed we began the motion of constructing the artificial wetlands that's down there. It's essentially a reed bed, but coming out of the trickling filter, all the water goes subterranean through that, and that's another final filter that's it's organic. There's no power required.
Right.
And it's
but we're kind of growing out of it, I guess.
Gravity powered.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the deal? There's some ammonia or some component that doesn't get to the Verde that might, if there's a 100-year storm every year. Or, I'm not sure. It seems excessive, but I would imagine that's all been backed off now with the present administration.
I haven't heard anything about it.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
I haven't either.
But I'm curious about your time in. I had Richard Martin in an interview, and he told me quite a bit about the challenges of getting the water pipes from the top of Mingus, or the aquifer anyway, and getting them to run well and efficiently into the town, and how they had to jury-rig repairs with rubber straps and stuff to try to get it to all work.
Sure.
And the beginnings of a town government, and sort of trying to grow up a little bit so that people aren't trying to repossess your backhoe. Those kind of stories. Were you involved in any of those growing pains of getting Jerome?
No.
Up on his feet.
No. And Richard was the council before mine.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
All right. Well, they handed off the ball to you guys?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know that we were in compliance at that point. Or they tightened the regulations and further, forced Jerome into modernizing. I'm not sure. But nutrients. Now it's coming back. We had nutrients going down Bitter Creek, which is what the trickling filter was to fix. It's not bad stuff. It's just nutrients.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well,
but
I don't know if I'm asking the right questions,
no,
David. Did you have stories that you wanted to make sure you covered with this, with the interview? I don't want to miss anything.
No, one thing that comes to mind is ENSCO. Do you remember ENSCO?
I have no clue.
Yeah, ENSCO was an incinerator company from Arkansas that was going to build a 3-burner incinerator facility down south of Phoenix, southeast Phoenix, in Mobile.
Okay.
Mobile. And
burning refuse and garbage and stuff?
No, hazardous waste.
Okay.
Yeah, liquid hazardous waste was
all right.
The whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. Once we stopped Phoenix Cement got them to withdraw their application for a permit to burn hazardous waste and tires. Another year after that, Pam, I don't know her last name now. She challenged us, like, you think you did something? Try this. And she was fighting the incinerator company. So
she had a legal angle that was useful.
No, but we had a Greenpeace operative on our side, whose name hopefully will come to me. But he had helped us. He had helped supply money, maybe for some printing or something. I'm not sure what, but emotional support. But he used to he used to camp in my greenhouse when he would come to town. But he helped us get involved in the ENSCO project, and got me on a governor's committee for studying hazardous waste with all the lobbyists and with all the DEQ guys. I remember one day we brought in this tome and handed them out. It was like, okay, everybody read this now, because this is what it is. You know, hazardous waste burning is not safe to do. You know, there's metal emissions, and
they wanted to do that around here.
Well, they wanted to do it at Phoenix Cement.
Oh, okay.
And they withdrew that, but this other one was on a huge scale. They supposedly they had to have 3 incinerators because the market scale, they had to import 96% of what they were going to burn, because Arizona didn't make but 4% of what they needed to have a big viable business, yeah. Right? Good God.
Yeah, so kind of like us shipping our garbage to China for them to burn it.
Yeah, plastic recycling, we'll take care of it. Yeah, they don't take it anymore.
I know.
You know, the easy stuff, or the hard stuff, I want to say anyway. But yeah, but that turned into over a year-long project, and a lot of committee meetings, and finally they were sent back, and they were bought out for what they had in it by the DEQ, and sent away. So, and we still don't have any hazardous waste incinerators that I know of in Arizona. So.
Not that I know of. So. Thank goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was, and you know, for me that you know, being on the council was so much about, you know, utilities, but more about like the state of the state, really. You know, because everybody or Arizona's like the orphan child. What can you go sell them, you know?
Right.
Well, how can you go screw up their environment, because that's pretty clean.
110, they're still a little wet behind the ears.
Yeah. Well, we're hungry, so
right.
You know,
right.
Lobbyists tend to get in there. Yeah. But Jerome. And then I did massive amounts of ironwork just around the town. Prisms kind of ran out for me. There were still some in the town, but I didn't do
market changed.
I didn't do any big shows anymore. So yeah, so kind of from the '80s on, I was doing ironwork, and then did a tremendous amount of work for Maynard on his place.
Oh, cool!
It's across the street from me, so
yeah.
Great commute, you know. Oh my God! And
yeah,
the guy likes iron, and he likes it.
And great clients.
Likes it done right.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Judy Pemberton did a lot of work up on the warehouse building too.
Yep.
That Dick Martin had actually a wood shop in it one time, but.
Yes, he did, and what's his name? He hasn't been here for a while. He was one of the first people I met, and I did some work up there. I used his shop. He loaned it to me. God, he's got a carpet place down, or what's his name?
Oh yeah. Oh.
Kind of a cranky guy, but he's okay. Unique personality, like all of us in Jerome. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what I was saying.
Well, you worked up at Judy What you've been doing since you let the prisms go.
Yeah. Mostly iron. Yeah. And then I was still subbing. Not subbing, but I would get a call like from California. They're building a Bugatti. They're running behind. You know, the clutch is not working. So I spent a couple 3-week periods up there, and ended up with the Best in Show at the 2001 Pebble Beach show.
Nice.
Yeah, nice, beautiful little 57 SC Bugatti.
Let me ask you this question: What you'll notice, I'm trying to steer back to Jerome.
Go for it.
That's why I'm doing it.
Exactly. No, I'm with you. Yeah.
Real quick, I don't know if I told you on the phone, but my theory was that Jerome had 2 foundings: one for the mine.
Okay.
Almost disappeared.
Yep. Started
up again in the 60s, 70s, whatever.
Absolutely.
And became the beautiful, friendly,
yep.
quirky place that it is today.
Yep.
And why it's so attractive to people today. Not because of the history, but it also is a very friendly place. So I wanted to talk to the people who created that environment and this new founding. And that's how I sold it to the Historical Society. We need to capture this institutional knowledge about what Jerome was about.
Yeah, actual participants.
Before it turns into Disneyland.
As it turns into, I don't know, there's Disneyland, but
if we could put the brakes on a little bit, or have some history to remind people, that's what I want to do. So
great,
I want your response to and your thoughts about Jerome and why it is this way, and tell me about the people and it's that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Jerome was so unique. And it cracks me up because when I drive around, everything needs a coat of paint.
Yeah, that was my niche.
When it's gentrified, it won't be that way any longer,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you talked about finding work in town. That's how I found work.
Oh yeah, sure.
Well, I'm a painter, so.
There you are.
I can't do the fancy stuff. I can paint your house.
That's great. Yeah, because it's everybody's poor, started out poor. And in those days I arrived in the late 70s, the 70s and 80s, I don't know too much past that. Everybody's still poor, hand to mouth, trying to hang on the side of the hill, and so you invent your own living. But there's a cohesion of there's everybody that's trying, I don't know. It's the flavor, the everybody wanted to be in Jerome. It was where it was happening. And yet, Jerome, there was a couple of fellows working on the gulch, doing carving, inlays, in ivory and precious stones and that. And it was, we used to joke it was on the cosmic trade route, because people would be bringing in exotic materials and leaving with finished goods, or vice versa. But there's a lot happening in Jerome that was connected to a place far away, and it was just like this intersection that I couldn't stay away from.
What do you mean connected to a place far away? Port Townsend, or someplace out in the galaxy?
Oh no, like parrot feathers coming out of Mexico, or peyote coming from Navajo land, or every kind of drug in the that time. No synthetics and stuff, but.
Did you partake of?
I dabbled around the edges. I was mostly a reefer smoker, but there was LSD and there was mescaline and there was peyote, and it was on that's part of the cosmic trade route, is all of that and exotic materials, ivory.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, and that was you could know people in Jerome that knew Key West same way. The old freak community in Key West, they had connections, and there's like if somebody maybe, I don't know if there'd be a freak map of the U.S. in that period. There were little freak towns like this one where you're welcome. It's not like a big patriarchy. It's like, what the long hair's doing here?
Right.
Shit.
So you guys definitely had a sensibility of that you were in this place where you could be yourself.
We bring energy, and everybody did, and that's going back to the potlucks. It's just everybody's enjoying life, and together enjoying life. Yeah, very sweet existence. I did not know this kind of community anywhere else in the country that I'd traveled.
Huh.
You might, you have no friends here and there, but not a group of 100 or two. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's always, for me, it's been a blue place and a red state. It's been, everybody's doing something at that point. Reefer was not illegal, so you had to hide everything. It's and that was shared. Nobody ratted anybody else out. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
So you knew you had something special.
It was
you as a group.
Yeah. It was the resistance, like Star Wars kind of.
Yeah.
An outpost.
Everybody's like a rebel outpost.
Yeah, really. Everybody's in on it, and they're not talking. You're not going to find out any information from anybody that lives there. But you could drive through and look at it and wonder, like, what's going on? It's run down. Things are out of kilter. It'll be a shame when they're not out of kilter or run down, because that's the charm.
Yes.
There's so many places that have been overbuffed and they're just like priced out. Here when I came to town, there was still the Lozanos and the old guys living in town left over from the mines yet. So the coexistence. But you know, pretty much they have the land.
Yeah, I'm going to interview a Lozano here in a couple of weeks.
Oh, are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one could you say?
Oh, the older guy. Rainbow's been turning me on to a lot of these older folks. And he had a little health issue, and we're kind of waiting. Anthony.
Anthony. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You live with Anthony, and there's a Tonai. As well as Edward. Yeah. A number of them, yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, because the town kind of got handed over from those older folks who were here. The Peckeridges lived here.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But so, were there old timers still living here when you got here?
Oh yeah. Oh sure. Yeah.
And how did they feel about all the hippies coming in?
Old Tony was still here. They seemed to be generally amused. I mean, somebody's gonna live here.
Yeah.
You know, geez, I don't know, but I'm sure there was resentment, but I never felt resented for existing here.
Yeah.
You know. No, nobody had time for that. You're trying to, survive. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Survive and go to the post office. I mean, that's the center of the world here, huh?
Yeah.
The connection.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't go away.
That was before UPS or
yes.
Prime or any of that nonsense.
Yeah. Well, Paul and Jerry's are the post office, kind of your extended living room.
Yeah.
Meeting place.
Yeah.
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 Well, in that vein of ambiance of Jerome in the earlier days, any other thoughts? Or I don't know. I'm wondering whether I'm.
Yeah, you're doing great. I think you're doing great.
Okay, good.
I regret that I don't have more colorful, more by volume of colorful memories for you.
Well, I just want to make sure you don't walk away and think,
geez, if
I wish I had told him about that. So, we've got no time limit.
Well,
if we have dead time, I can cut it out. And if you want to sit and think or take a break for a second, that's fine.
No, I think I'm good. My most illegal activities, I think, probably be left
well,
best left
you can
off
smoke
the record.
A joint if you want to.
No. I don't know how long stuff carries over.
I had Ed Dowling here for an interview.
Oh yeah.
And I said, so Ed, can I get you anything? Glass of water? He goes, I just need an ashtray and a toothpick.
Good man.
And he smoked weed through the whole interview.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
I said, fine with me. I don't care.
Yeah. And that, is if for one, I don't want to say unifying factor, but one factor is if you're a reefer smoker in the 70s, or I guess even the 80s, but for sure the 60s, you were an outcast. I mean, you couldn't surface, you couldn't tell anybody what your life was about. You had to go off on some camping trip or Black Rock Desert or somewhere. Yeah,
we're about the same age.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was 1971, 2 and 3 in high school, sneaking away and smoking Mexican cheap-ass weed and missing class for me. But it's taken many years for it to become legal.
I wonder how that would be different, like for me if I'd started that much earlier, like that 5 or 8 years earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Because I drank during high school.
Right, me too.
But no reefer, but then again, I think moderate wouldn't hurt.
Well, the weed back then wasn't so strong.
Exactly. That too. Yeah. Really. Hallelujah.
You could get an ounce for $10. So.
You could. Yeah.
Yeah. In high school.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been 50 a quarter forever. It seems like.
Yeah.
Or it was.
Yes. No, this was. Of course, we were young kids, and who knows if it was really weed. But anyway, I digress.
Great, yeah.
What do you want to do? Do you want to continue?
I think I'm good.
You think we're good?
Yeah.
Meaning.
I don't see a lot of boiling in there trying to get out.
Okay. I don't see any smoke coming out of your ears.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, pleasure.
It's been. It's always different, and I always learn something new, and I've met a lot of people. which happened here. So
nice.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Michael.
David, thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.